Good morning, welcome everybody. I'm going to start my stream up in about 5 minutes, wait for a few people to jump on and we'll crack on in some Bitcoin technical analysis as usual. I want to highlight something I just mentioned on Twitter about 3 white soldiers, which is in the picture of this video, so we'll check that out, have a look through what it actually is and what it could potentially mean for Bitcoin. Still early days though, and then as ever, if you've got any questions, fire them in the chat and we'll go through some shit together. If you've got any projects you want me to cover, again, fire them in chat. Wait for a few people to jump on and we'll crack on. How's everybody doing this morning? Or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Got a few Aussies joining at this time of day, don't we? Right, let's get cracking anyway. So, Bitcoin. I mentioned on my Twitter this morning something you may have heard of, you may not have before, and it was 3 white soldiers. 3 white soldiers, we'll just talk through it first, what it is and what it could mean. So, 3 white soldiers is a bullish candlestick pattern that is used to predict the reversal of a current downtrend in a pricing chart. The pattern consists of 3 consecutive long-bodied candlesticks that open within the previous candle's real body and closing that exceeds the previous high candle. These candlesticks should not have very long shadows and ideally open within the real body of a preceding candle pattern. So, as you can see, over the course of the, I don't know, pretty much since 13th April, we've been on a downtrend. But if you're looking at this current situation on my daily time frame, 3 green candles there. If you look back in the past, have a look when we last had 3 green candles in a row. You're looking nothing up here. You've got a set there, but we wouldn't say the 3 major ones. You've got one that's bigger, which obviously green candles went the way up. But if you're looking in the past, whenever we had like a short drop, so for example here, we had 3 candles there, which then signaled a reversal, and that continued. If you look for previous drops on Bitcoin, we had a drop here on the 25th of November, followed by 3 green candles. Obviously, we had a pullback after that, but then it continued. Going further into the past, we had a major drop here in September. I had actually 4 green candles, followed by a red, then 3 green candles. So that showed to me that we had a reversal. Back in March, this was a COVID dump. If you're looking, where do we have 3 green candles? There, 3 green candles signified that we had a reversal. And you know where I'm coming from. It's not all the time when we're going down that we get 3 bullish green candles. So far, we have created 3 white soldiers. Obviously, we may get a bit of a sellback. It is options expires today. And it is coming into a weekend. So weekends can be quite notorious for sell-offs. But for me, that is 3 bullish candles, which forms a good bit of structure. So, I mean, let's just drop to a 4 hour. If we're looking for buys over this the course of the next few days, remember weekends can be quite choppy. Potentially back down to this 32 or 33k region. We've got quite a bit of confluence around that region, so maybe if you're looking for buys, target this area again. If we do get a shakeout, remember we've had those 3 green candles now. For me, could be clinging onto something, but I honestly think that was the bottom. Still could play out and we still could drop. I'm not going to be I'm not going to shout from a rooftop if I'm right, and I'm not going to shout from a rooftop if I'm wrong. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? And there's always that potential that it could either pop to the upside or pop to the downside. But so far, it's a bullish sign, that is. And let's see how it goes on. Obviously, we might get a few days of red, but following by that, I think we will be presented with a push to the upside, and we're really think we should be targeting 36 and 37k over the course of the next, what do we say, the next few days, maybe 3 to 4 days. We should be targeting that. Morning everyone in chat, how's it going? My final top ups at F before we blast off 1935, 1905 and 1890. Always a possibility, mate. Let's have a look on other charts now. Yeah, not a million miles off. So if you're looking at, where's 1890? So that's very, very close to that bottom. So that's similar scenario I've seen with Bitcoin around that region there. yeah, it could be a decent area to target that if we're looking at the entire move. Probably could get that 50% retracement before we do blast up, I reckon. Maybe a day of volatility today for options expiries. Top up at that region, 1870, whichever 1890 region, before we do push on. So we've done that major move to the upside. We've already targeted this area though, so I mean, we probably could come lower, so potentially may get some fill down there before ultimate blast off. I've still remained bullish throughout this drop. I know a lot of people are bearish, and that is, I mean, the entire market structure is very, very bearish. Everything looks quite nasty, but at some stage you need to break out of that downtrend, and I think it's getting close to happening, to be honest. We might have a bit of a sideways, choppy July coming towards us, but I think that over the course towards, I don't know, end of July, we could start pushing back up to these levels. Once we do flip that to spot, I reckon it's going to be pretty much a bullish year from August onwards. I'm bullish, Glenn, mate. I've not swapped. Time for space helmet yet? Not quite yet, mate. But, like I said, I did explain at the beginning of the video, we have had 3 green candles to the upside, which is usually a sign of a bullish reversal. As you can see, last time we had 3 green candles. Even on this move we didn't have it, and that wasn't a reversal, you see. So last time we did have some was when we were on the way up. You would expect candles on the way up to be green, but on downtrends, whenever you're looking for a reversal, 3 green candles. Got 3 green candles here, which then signified a drop first and then bang straight up, and then that led to major growth. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it materializes. Obviously it's not a solid candle pattern that would say, all right, okay, that's us finished the bear market or the bear cycle, but all in all, I think it's a good possible bullish sign that we could push on. Hello, bot. Eve, Strooping Meat, 2k, what are you thinking? 2k, I think, mate, is a solid price long term. I reckon at end of year this could be pushing 8, 9, 10k. It's only, I mean, you're literally about 0.5% or something off your buy level, so long term I think you'll be good. I think potentially it could drop lower than that over the course of this next weekend coming up. Remember, contract expires today, so that, given the fact that it's a weekend coming, could be a potential bearish sign. But I mean, if you manage to buy it 2k, which is, I think, is a solid level, always potentially could come down and test this region again. But if you do, maybe top up, dollar cost averaging, but 2k is a decent level, considering we're being up to 4,300 at some stage. Let's have a look at the greed and fear, see what's going on here. 22 yesterday, up to 27. So over the course of those last 3 days, when we've had those three white soldiers, we've gone from 10 to 14 to 22 to 27. So that's on the increase. Once we start coming back up to this region, I think a few people will start to think, right, we had a bit of reversal here. Obviously, today's 4-hour candle is looking a little bit nasty, but remember, it can't just constantly go up. I think this might have to be waiting for a little bit of this scenario, and we might get some more downward movement here. So I mean, we could move that potentially down somewhere like that. So that's a potential setup there. Coming down and testing these ranges here, maybe if we just get rid of that, doesn't even mean anything. If you look at this in terms of a fib on the 4-hour, there's a good chance we could come down and test these 2 regions here. Maybe, depending how volatile this weekend is. So maybe if you're looking for some buys, target anywhere between 3290 all the way down to 3200. Yeah, it could be a decent area to get 32,000, should I say. So see if we can fill any orders within that range. But for me, everything looks like it is starting to turn around a little bit. Obviously red on the right, but shit happens, doesn't it? Right, so that's my thoughts on Bitcoin, 3 white soldiers. Let's see if it materialises. Any questions, throw them in chat. been on 10 minutes, so we'll do about another half an hour and we'll just go through some altcoins. And if you've got any questions in general about anything crypto related, fire them in chat and I'll see what I can do. Maybe a few months bearish and then we move on. I'm staying in my positions. Yeah, I've stayed in my positions throughout. I have pulled some USDC out of my Swissborg account just to top up if we do get a crazy drop. If we don't, then I'll just put it back in my yield. But I've got them assets there ready just in case. Do you think we'll get to 38k in the next few days? Potentially not in the next few days, no. Currently we're sat at 34k. We've got some solid resistance up here at 36k. And 38k is just a little bit overstretched for me for now. I know things can move quick in crypto, but so far, I don't think so yet. I think potentially come down to these regions today and tomorrow. But 38k, yeah, I don't think so quite so yet. But 36k is the first major region to target. I mean, what we was looking for was a closure. Let's look on the daily. Yeah, we've not quite got it. So we're looking for a closure above 35k. I think once we do flip back to support, because that's shown a key level all the way through here. If you look at these wicks, support, all the way through 35k as being a solid area. So we need to flip back to support first. Before we can even consider 38k, and we've not quite done that yet. We've rejected off it twice, probably 3 times, so potentially might get a bit of a ropey today, ropey weekend maybe, but I can't see it dropping much lower than that, to be honest, that region. If it does drop down to I might look it up, potentially opening along. My other one got liquidated, but shit happens, doesn't it? We all made mistakes in 2017, Rainer. I made probably the worst ones. I used to buy all sorts of shite and buy tops, sell lows, all that kind of crap, but you do learn after time, don't you? Solana. Let's have a look on this chart. Three green candles. But at 40, at 32 now, so you'll be down a little bit, but if you're looking to top up, depending how Bitcoin goes this weekend, if we do get a sell-off, you might be able to fill some orders down at this region at 28, or maybe even down at 25, could be a decent level to target as well. Fibs always marry up well with buying points, and especially investments. I mean, if you're a trader and you're watching this, you won't be looking at these levels with much regard, really, because, I mean, for trading, you're better off using moving averages and shit like that, but I tend not to trade, I tend to invest. So if you're looking for investment levels, I think those are two solid areas. Maybe ladder some down, 28 down to 25, 24 region. You might get a few decent DCAs down that range. Morning, buddy. What we're looking at next, we was looking at BRA. Might use this chart, actually. I quite prefer this one a minute. So this red line I marked it probably on my last stream. Major support, as you can see, rejected off it there and use it as support. So this is at 0.009, so that's just shy of 1 cent. And if we go away through, use that as support then on 23rd of May, and come away through and use it as support again on the 22nd of June. So that to me shows that there's mass liquidity and lots of people looking to buy at that range. So 1 cent, pretty much you would think, right, is a decent level to buy. Currently at 1.2 cent. I mean, if you're in this for a long term, then you shouldn't be worrying about a couple of cents here and there. I mean, I think fundamentally this is a sound project. I've not seen anything that should sway me away from it. I might actually buy some of this. I've got a few ETH on my side, so I might have a little top up. I think, just have a look. I mean, if you want to have a look at potential buys, then maybe 1.14 cent could be a decent region. But let's have a look at what's the supply and veracity. 10.3 billion, so it's not major. Current market cap $89 million, so it is classed as a low cap still. I've had a major sell-off. We've been up to, what's the all-time highs? Been up to 5.5 cents, 77% down from there. So for me, that's screaming out a decent buy, to be honest. Wrong chart. So yeah, maybe if we do get a bit of a pullback, potentially look at buying down here. But if you've not bought in yet and you're thinking, right, I want to miss for future, I mean, I wouldn't argue with yourself about a few points of a cent around here, just buying and hodl. I think I might have a look at buying some out. Throw an ETH at it, something and hold it long term. It looks like a solid project. I'll look at XRP. Let's have a look what's going on here. So that key area where we were looking for buy, it's had a good bounce back, hasn't it? If you look on my daily. 36% recovery so far. Pushed above that line, which was that wick down to the downside and that first major dump. So I think closing above that, which we've done so far on a double, well, I could say it's forming a double top there, but so far that's a bullish sign that we are closing above that area where we wicked down to last time. Looking at some 4 hour. Yeah, we've broke above it and come back and actually using that area as support now. So I think in terms of a bullish perspective, we need to stay above this region. So that could be potentially now the area to buy, the support region at 65 cent. Can't see us coming back down. I think if we did come back down, it would just be a liquidity grab. So maybe down at 62 or 58 cent could be decent regions to look at buying in. But other than that, let's see if that managed to hold up as support. Buying biggest hold and still buying more VRA. Have a look at ramp. What do this do in terms of a drop? %drop. Crazy, isn't it, when we've got this many recoveries? I mean, shall I say recoveries? This amount of drops across the board, and we're 83% down with nothing fundamentally wrong with any project. So for me, this is just a massive opportunity. I mean, currently at 15.9 cent. Done a nice recovery so far from that bottom. Not much of a recovery though. 21%. Some absolutely savage buying opportunities for me. Maybe look at 15.3 down to 14.6 cent. it shows that we've got a massive area of support around here. I don't think we would drop any lower on that, to be honest. I think if you're looking for buys, highest chance are around 15.3 cent really. Now, first major area to get through is probably that. That was the last major area of resistance before we rejected, so that's the next major area at 9.4 cent to target. Cheryl to the G. I want to buy a little more dot. Can you have a look for me? Can. I'd like to buy some more dot, to be honest. So look it over in time mode first. 50% retracement and it push back up. It's bang on that 618 level now over that latest move, so that could be a good area to buy, to be honest. 15.49 cent, but let's just have a look at over in time move again. If it drops below where it's currently at on the 618 of this entire move, if it does lose that level, it's probably going to come down to here at 14.43 cent. That could be a decent level to potentially buy, so we'll mark it up there. So that's a level, but depends how it goes on this latest move here. Depends, well, it's dropping through now, isn't it? So you might get some orders filled down and within this range about, I don't know, maybe a ladder if you're in from 14 up to 1460 could be a decent area. What about ideas on the most bullish cryptos? Is it? I think ADA is one of them projects a little bit like Solana, where it has a bigger presence over in the USA. I think a lot of people over this way prefer. Oh, I might be talking bullshit, but I seem to think more people over this way prefer projects like Polkadot. I prefer Polkadot personally, and I'm not fussed about it at ADA, but you can't get away from the fact that it's going to be an absolute massive project in the future. Personally, like I say, I just prefer Polkadot, but it is a solid project and we've got a lot going on. Maybe if you're looking for some top ups, let's just have a quick look. Now I start to roll over now. Let's see if we can get some orders down at 124 and 115, maybe within them regions. Ni hao, what's up? A couple of other things I wanted to take a look at actually was this. I'm not sure if anyone's seen it. So the fourth largest BTC whale wallet started buying Bitcoin again. A measly 4,106 BTC, which is equivalent to $143 million added during the sell-off last week. So could be another bullish sign as well, as long as the market does start pushing back up. This mysterious whale had previously sold 1,500 BTC at the top, 40k 2 weeks ago. It first started buying BTC in 2019 and now owns 115,000 BTC, which is more than Michael Saylor. No one knows who this is except that person or group has deep fiat pocket billions to buy TC. It would show that I've got liquid assets as well to pump it straight into there, so that could be a potential bullish sign that one of the fourth largest Bitcoin wallet is buying BTC, so that could be a little bit of a bullish sign for us too. Currently dropping a little bit, but nothing to worry about. Obviously we've had 3 days of green candles, so we'd expect a bit of a pullback at some stage. Let's see if some orders get filled down at this range. But yeah, those 3 candles, 3 white soldiers, bullish. Pancake Swap's probably the best place to get it, Jonathan, mate. It is on Binance as well, though. Getting 35% of volume there. But Pancake Swap do it. Usually, Pancake Swap is the best if you're looking to buy crypto, because it's BSC chain and it's cheap as hell, but it's listed on a lot of places there already. I mean, 22 different pairs. I've never used 1 inch. Used Buybox before. I've heard a few good things about JuleSwap, but I've never looked into it. 0x protocol's okay. But yeah, Binance and Pancake Swap or Uniswap if you want to get mugged off with some Ethereum fees. Can I look at Cocos? What even is it? His music's a bit stripping material. It's rank 625. It's on Binance, so that's a good sign. I take it that there probably was the Binance listing, 20th of Jan. Maybe pumped to the upside. How much have we dropped in terms of a retracement? We've done a 83% drop. This is very similar to what BTC is looking like. Most of the market is having a bit of a sell-off today, but like I say, 3 days of bullish candles, you would expect it to. Maybe if you're looking for some buys, look down at this 43-cent region. Could be a decent area to target if it does come down. We have got solid support around this region. And you can see all these candlesticks around there. So might not get there, but 43 cent could be a decent area to target. Could this also be a pullback to 24k even lower? Always a possibility, mate. Yeah, it could be. Personally, I think the market is on a reversal. Everybody's got their own opinion. I might be wrong, but so far, I just don't really understand how this could now be entering a bear market. On bull cycles, you don't get red yearly candles. I mean, 28k. If BTC was at that level, it would be a red yearly candle, and I just don't see it. I don't believe that this is the top. We've not had any major. I mean, we've had some big rises. Don't get me wrong. We've had like Matic's done 100x if more. I just don't feel like we've had a bull run like we did in 2017, and I still think we've got a long way to go, to be honest. I think towards Q4 end of this year, I think we will see some major growth, but that's just my opinion, and let's see what goes on there. Might be wrong. But I can't see us going down to 24k yet, to be honest, really. If we did come back down to this region, 28k region would hold up for some nice support. Do you think BTC will go to 20k and take off? There's always that possibility that it could come back and test a previous all-time high, so there's always that possibility. But for me, I'm staying bullish. I'm just going to see what goes on. See if we can flip this area back at 35k to support. If we can flip that resistance to support and carry on, then who knows. Might be just clutching at straws here, but let's see what goes on here. Which one to buy right now? Solana, how many on Zilliqa? Zilliqa is one of my favourites, so I'd probably be buying Zilliqa, to be honest, mate. Cryptos, as usual, selling off towards the weekend. Well, today it is contract expiry day for Bitcoin. I should say options expiry day. So, on Fridays, usually leading into a weekend, it's quite a volatile out. So, just be aware that we could get some swings to the downside. We could also get some swings to it upside as well. 20k before 200k. Very possible. I don't think so personally. But let's see, mate. I'll maintain my bullish narrative until we do break below that region, which is held up all the way through the year to a yearly high. So let's see, mate. Everybody's not going to be right and everybody's not going to be wrong. So I've lost the chart now. So yeah, let's just wait and see, mate. Could get some orders filled down at 32.9 if the market does drop. I need to have a look into Solana as well. I've not even looked into that project yet. It's a solid project. I've just not even had a chance to look at anything new. I think now is the best time if you've been trying to eye up projects for a while and looking for entries. Obviously now is going to be a solid time for entries. If the market does drop, then you've got that dollar cost average opportunity to buy down here. Looking at this level of 2.618, that is the previous all-time highs around there. So remember, that region could always be tested at some stage, but if it does, I think it'd just be a quick liquidity grab and then a pop down. So potentially, if it does come major bearish, you could fill some orders down here before another rise back up to the top. So far, I don't see any signs for me selling anything. I think we're going to have a bullish end towards the year. What's up? That's exactly what happens, Will. That's what happened in 2017, 2018. It brought me to a market. The major cycle brought me to a market. I bought tops and held them all the way through to last year and made some good money. But it massively shakes people out. That's what we've had over the course of the last probably 3 to 6 weeks. Really, we've had a major sell-off. Lots of new people in the market, and have inevitably sold up at losses, haven't they? I mean, that's what happens. It's the way the whales, the way the big players in the game make their money, by flushing it out, getting people to sell at a loss and buying up cheap crypto. So that's unfortunately the way it works, and a lot of people won't come back. If you've been burnt once, you're not going to return to something, are you? Long term though, if you play it long term, you will be up. If you bought crypto back in 17 and you're still holding now, you're going to be up. Even though it went down for 2.5, 3 years, we've had a major rise, so it will be up. Do you think IOTA is good for long-term holding? Not really looked into that project, but it's been around a long time, and you would say yes, but fundamentally I don't really know. Look at AMP, it's lit. I looked at AMP yesterday, it was absolutely flying, wasn't it? I think it was one of the projects that were doing well. So what we're looking for in yesterday's video was a breakout of his bullish pendant, and it broke out, but it's come back within this range, so that's no longer void. In terms of what's going on, not much. Sideways chop at a minute. Mono Crypto 7. What privacy coin do you think will be the top players? Well, Monero's always been top, hasn't it? But there's loads out there. I used to work for a privacy project years ago. They were quite decent, but I had a CEO absolutely fucked in the head, so that never materialised. But there's loads out there. I tend not to look at privacy coins anymore because I'm not too fussed about hiding my crypto. I've obviously got in personal wallets. I mean, people could see if I had my address, but Most of mine's securely saved away, so I'm not even fussed about these privacy coins that try and... I think if these coins are trying to hide funds and do private transactions, ultimately the government's going to come down on them harder than any other crypto, aren't they? You think Bitcoin will go down in the weekend? Always that possibility, mate. We're having a bit of a Friday sell-off this morning. So yeah, there's a good chance that it could do. Looks like we've formed a top here. So that could be the top there before we do get a drop to the downside and maybe test this region back down here where we showed that we had some support. But remember, we could always come back down and test this range, which was the bottom. We formed a double bottom there and pushed up. So we could come back down and test 31k again. I think Matic will stay above 118. It's 115 now, so probably not. Probably going to come down to this 112 area. Maybe even, if you're lucky, down to this $1.05 region. Could be potential areas to come down if it does roll over. Shows we've got quite a bit of support around this region, about 111. So let's see if it bounces off there, mate. You know what? I've never looked really into that Ripple lawsuit. So XRP were my first ever investment in crypto, like 2017, like about August time, maybe a bit earlier than that. And did you get into Bitcoin? Well, that's my question. That's that question answered. Yeah, so I used to like Ripple and I enjoyed what I'm doing. I think the network's still one of the most superior networks around in terms of scalability and speed. But then I realised what the XRP army was and it fucking annoyed the life out of me. And I don't even look at it anymore, to be honest. And I've not even looked into that SEC lawsuit. Whatever happened to that Flare bollocks as well? Anyone ever know what went on there? You're probably right there. I mean, privacy is, I won't say it's the only way, it is a way. But if you're trying to hide funds from a government, unfortunately they will crack down on it harder than anything. But yeah, with that Ripple lawsuit, I don't really know. I've not looked into it. It's fucked me off over the last few years, XRP, so never really look into it anymore. That centralised aspect of it all pissed me right off. The XRP is, like I said, it's the most scalable and quickest network I've used. It's rapid. If you want to get funds moved from somewhere, or if you want to get paid in crypto, use XRP because it's absolutely rapid. Flare network is starting to drop next month. Bloody hell, how long has that taken? It's been about a year ago since they announced that. I don't know how it could have made such a big impact with the news and then nothing for about 10 months. You'd have thought it'd have been on radar somewhere or on some news articles or something. I wonder how can it take them so long to sort an airdrop out? Are you from Great Britain? Yes, I am, mate. Yeah, loads of. I remember 12th of December now. Yeah, I remember so many people were moving XRP around to try and get that airdrop. And then I can't remember which wallet it was. They had Flare on there at $1 already, and people thought we're going to be retiring, but that never happened, did it? Any trade on BTC, it looks like it's too late to short. I don't know, mate. Contract expires today, ain't it? I mean, we could have formed a top here and we could come back down, but in terms of trade, I'm not trading anything a minute. I don't do too much trading anyway. mainly investing, but got this area marked up here at 32945. Could come down. It's contract expiry, isn't it? So why can't BTC reach 38k anymore? Suppression, that's why. It will do at some stage, mate. It'll push back up. Is it still not listed in America? Do you think ETH will hit 10k? I think there's a good possibility. Yes, I honestly think it will. When? The question is, who knows? But I think it will at some stage. EIP 1559's on testnet now, so that's a good sign. Not a good sign for miners, because we'll be losing rewards, but bringing that deflationary aspect to it will be sound. So I just want to have a look at, see if it's got 2013 data on. Market. Long-term BTC will go up, but right now the big boys have to get in for cheap. Well, the big boys are getting in cheap. If you look at this tweet I just said earlier on, the fourth largest BTC whale wallet started buying BTC again. 4,106 BTC, equivalent $143 million. They now hold 115,000 BTC, which is more than Michael Saylor. So if the fourth largest Bitcoin wallet is now buying BTC, that could be a potential good sign. Where can we check the BTC contracts expiry? On CME Futures website. How much can the price decrease according to your analysis on Ethereum? I'm looking at this region around here potentially, 1833. But if you're looking at the bottom of his wicks, 1890 could be an area to buy as well. See if this manages to drop down within this area. But maybe I'll add some orders down from about 1900 down to 1800 and see if you can pick any up within that range. Imran, sorry I'm late. So Bitcoin gonna dump or pump? Still unknown, to be honest, mate. This video was mainly focused on free white soldiers. If you come to this video late, I'll just explain it again. So free white soldiers is a chart pattern where you get 3 candlesticks to the upside, which does usually significantly show that there's a reversal in place. Obviously we've had no 3 green candles in a row for a long time. Obviously on the way up you get green candles, but if you look at the drop here, we had 3 green candles, and that signified a push up. If you go back in the past, we had a drop here followed by 3 green candles, which signified the way up. So 3 white soldiers, 3 green candles. We had that here now, which would signify a push up. Remember, it signifies a reversal. We could always get a pull back to this region and then push on. So for me, that is a bullish pattern, which I think could potentially play out and start to regain some market momentum. Couple of BTC charts and zoom in 2017, 2018 bull run. Could say, I mean, what did we get a drop there off? 30% there. I don't think, I mean, it could be similar, but personally, I mean, if you're looking at this, we had a major top here, 2017. I don't think we had a major top yet, to be honest, mate. I think we've gone up and just gone sideways, haven't we? I mean, we've had some new all-time highs created, but personally, I don't think that's the top. BTC price will be 33.5k in less than 7 hours. It's not far off that now, is it? That's why I've got this area marked up here for buys. See if it can drop down to our region. Opinion about JP Morgan on Lockwood. Bollocks. JP Morgan just talk a load of shit. Stacking sats. Not really, no. Not a minute. I'm waiting till end of cycle to swap to Bitcoin, but see how it goes. Who's your favourite crypto YouTubers? No, I never actually watch any, to be honest. Most of them fuck me right off. I think Crypto Daily does some good content. He proper takes his time and does some great video. I don't think he's done any for a while, but yeah, he's a decent YouTuber. But yeah, I don't really watch many. If you're new to the stream, go and check out Crypto Mobster. He's a decent channel as well. Electrical at longboard, always a possibility, mate. You've got to have a broad outlook on BTC. I've got this green level marked up here. I mean, we could always go down and test that. And 20k, it's not impossible that we don't go down and test it. I'm more in favour of a push to the upside, but that's just my thoughts personally. There is a good chance it could come down and test 20k, but let's wait and see what goes on, mate. Fuck JP Morgan, that's what I say, mate. I need a bit of music, Mark, otherwise I fucking turn myself into a weirdo set in my garage. No music on, sitting in silence. So far, this area is pretty much what's happening here, isn't it? Without that major push through. Obviously, we've pushed topper at twice before we did get a breakout here. We've pushed topper it 3 times and we rejected. So I mean, I don't understand though. Like so many people, like when we had this major drop here, didn't think we were in a bear market. We didn't think we were a bear market here. But once we hit that and come down to here, people think we're in a bear market. Let's have a look at stock to flow. I'm not sure what everybody thinks. You'll have to let me know in the comments. But what do you think to a Bitcoin stock to flow model? Let's have a look at it and see where we are currently. So this was the 2011 cycle, 2013 bull cycle, 2017-18 bull cycle. And if you think that's a top, and this stock to flow model is accurate to a certain degree, obviously it's not going to be accurate within prices, but I don't think we're nearly top, to be honest. I think this will give me a good indication. I know it's only data available for the last 8 years, which doesn't make it sound, but it's a good area potentially to see where the market could go. And I still think we've got a top up around here towards the end of this year, but let's wait and see what goes on. Which wallet can I use that keeps most of the coins, as I don't want to end up... So Trust Wallet, you can keep a lot of coins in there. MetaMask, I think you can add different mainnets on there to hold a fair chunk. I hold a lot of mine on the Ledger. Get yourself one of them. Hardware Wallet, keeps loads of assets on there, and you can add ERC20s and any Ethereum assets on there too. Similar feelings for me with Andy, mate. That's correct, mate, yeah. Lightning doesn't strike twice or thrice. Liquidity off its volume is low, but remember, volume could just soon pick up. All it takes is a few. Imagine if BTC over the next like 3 to 4 weeks is back at 38-40k. I think there would be a little bit more optimism in the market. I think this would be rising. I think if this comes back up to this area, I think you'll start to see the volume starting to increase too. So yeah, let's just. I mean, all we have to do is sit and wait. I mean, if it drops lower and if it does come down to these regions, all it will be is another opportunity. And if you, I mean, some of these altcoins with an 80-90% drops, I think that's it for me, to be honest. But let's just wait and see. If it drops further, I've got some USDC in position just in case we do get some major sell-offs. But I'm more in favour of a push to the upside. But let's go on and see. Do you stake some of your coins with Ledger? Yes, I stake Polkadot on my Ledger. It's quite decent, actually. Will BTC go up and down 30 times? How does get fucked sound? See you later. I do not have a crystal ball. That is correct, mate. I blocked him now anyway, so that's that problem solved. Right, any more questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up for today. What time is it actually? In fact, that's it. I'm going to sack it off for today. Thanks everybody who's tuned in as usual. It's Friday, so hope you all have a great weekend. Football's on, isn't it? So appreciate everybody tuning in as usual. If you're new here, smash that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed. I'll catch you next time.